Hello everyone. This is the fourth video on the CAT 2024 Slot 2 Quant questions discussion. So we had already discussed the previous few questions in the earlier videos. So we'll continue from there. So this next question that we have, it talks about four towns PQRS. So you have three direct paths connecting P and Q. So P and Q. So let's draw the three paths like this. Then Q and S have four paths. Then P and R have four paths as well. There is no direct path between P and S. There are a few direct paths between Q and R. So we don't know how many direct paths are there. Let's call it X. And between R and S, that's also unknown. Let's call it Y. Now it says that one can travel from P to S either via Q. So if you go to P to S via Q, so we are looking at PQS or via R. So PRS or via Q followed by R. So that is PQRS. So the number of ways would be PQS would be 3 times 4, 12 combinations. PRS would be 4x combinations. P2R is 4 ways and then RS, sorry. So 4y combinations. And PQRS, so that is 3 times x times y. So 3 times then QR is x, then RS is y. So 3 times xy. So 3xy, and that's 62. So we get 4y plus 3xy to be 50. Then it says you travel from Q to R directly. So Q to R directly. So that's x ways or via P. So Q P R. So that will be 12 ways plus via S. So that means Q S R. That is 4y. And that's 27. So that means x plus 4y will be 15. Now, obviously, x and y are whole numbers. So it's easy to figure out the combinations from here. Now, possible values of y, if I take y can be 1, 2, or 3. Because y, if it is 4, then it will exceed 15. And if it is y is 1, so then x becomes 11. If y is 2, 8, so that's 7. And if y is 3, 12, then x is 3. We have to check which of these satisfies the first equation here. So if I go by this, 4y, 4y is 4, 3xy is 33. So that's not 50. If I do this, 4y is 8 plus 3 times xy. So that's 42 and that is 50. Yes. Just checking this one as well. 4y would be 12 and 3 times xy. So xy is 27. 3 times xy is 27. So that comes to 39. So that's not 50 either. So the combination for this is 2 for y and 7 for x. So they are asking the number of direct paths between Q and R. So that is 7. That is the answer. I hope this was fine. It was based on basic principle of counting. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next, coordinates of the three vertices of a triangle. So let's quickly draw the xy plane. And the coordinates are 1, comma 2. So x is 1, y is 2. Then 7, comma 2. So somewhere there along the horizontal line. And 1, comma 10. So that would be along this vertical line. Say somewhere there. So clearly we are forming a right angle triangle. So they are saying the radius of the in circle. So that means there is a circle inside touching the three sides, right? That's called the in circle. The circle is tangent to the three sides. All right, so let's quickly check what's this length. This is, there's a formula for that. Instead of that, we are using a very simple concept, 10 minus 2. This is length 8 and this is 6. So this one, obviously, Pythagoras theorem will give us 10. Now, if the radius be assumed to be r, so this is r and r. So that's 6 minus r and that's 8 minus r. We know that from the same point, the tangents are equal in length. So this is also 8 minus r and this is 6 minus r. Together, they make 14 minus 2r equal to 10. So r will be 2. That is the answer to this question. All right, moving on to the next one. So ABC are positive real numbers satisfying this condition. Okay. And now we have something in terms of log given. Observe that in the numerator, you have log base 8, in the denominator is log base 2, and 8 is 2 cube. So expressing everything in terms of log 2 there. So log 2 cube times a plus b divided by log this. Just doing the first term. So this will become 1/3 of log a plus b base 2. Okay. So if I were to take this out, log of something base 2 divided by log of something base 2. So we can actually club them together as log of a plus b base c. Okay. Now going on to the second term. So that's 3 cube a minus b divided by log of c base 3. So again 1/3 will come. And again we will have log of base 3 a minus b over log of base 3c. So that would be 1/3 log of a minus b base c. So now the equation now becomes 1/3 common log of a plus b base c plus log of a minus b base c is 2 over 3. So the 3's cancel out. Now summation of logs is the product. So this is log of a plus b times a minus b. So a squared minus b squared base c is 2. Removing the log, multiplying out the c on that side, taking the c on that side rather. A squared minus b squared is c squared. So we have the equation a squared equal to b squared plus c squared. Kind of a Pythagoras theorem that we have. Now the question they're asking is what is the greatest possible integer value of a? And observe that it's given ABC are positive real numbers. They're not necessarily integers. Okay. So the maximum B and C could have values is 10. So if it were 10 and 10, so 10 squared plus 10 squared, so that would have been 200. But then that is not a square of an integer. So a will not be an integer here. So we'll have to choose numbers which give us an integer. Maximum it can be is 200. So it is less than 200. So we'll take numbers a perfect square near 200. So we know that 14 squared is 196, right? That's the closest you get to 200. So we choose B to be, let us say, root 99, and C, say, for example, could be root 97. So then it's 99 plus 97. So that is 196. So A squared is 196. So A positive, the greatest possible integer value will be 14. Okay, so that's the answer to this question. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now it says x and y are real numbers satisfying this quadrant, this kind of a equation that is given 4x squared, 4y squared, then minus 4xy minus 6y plus 3. We have to figure out this value. Now, typically for these sort of questions, what we need to do is get them in the form of sum of squares equal to 0. So if sum of squares are equal to 0, then each term must be 0, and that gives us the solution. Okay, that is usually the logic or the process that we follow for these. So now if you look at this, 4xy must come from x and y combined. So 4x squared is there. Now 2 times, now 4x, if you look at it, 4x squared is basically 2x whole squared. So we have a squared minus 2ab. So we have to just keep y because we already have 4xy now. And to complete the square, I need y squared. But then I have 4y squared. So what I do is keep the 3y squared outside. The minus 6y and plus 3, let them be. This now can be clubbed as 2x minus y whole squared. Now take the 3 common. This is y squared minus 2y plus 1, which is itself a square. So 2x minus y whole squared plus 3 times y minus 1 whole square is 0. So we have got what we wanted. Sum of two squares is 0, then each of them must be 0. So y minus 1 is 0 and 2x minus y is 0. So from here we get y equal to 1. From here we get x equal to y over 2. So that's half. And hence 4x plus 5y, 4x becomes 2, 5y is 5. So 2 plus 5 is 7. That is the answer to this question. Please remember this whenever you see a question of this sort, this is the best thing to start off. Don't try to think of whole numbers because they are real numbers. Okay, you're not trying to figure out what integer combinations work out for this. Okay, let's go to the next question. And this is the last one. So it's saying ABCD is a trapezium, AB is parallel to CD, and AD and BC are extended. So let's draw a trapezium like this. AB is the longer one, C and D are the shorter ones. So that when AD is extended and BC is extended, they meet somewhere, and that point they have called is E. Now they have said AB is 2, CD is 1, and perimeter of ABCD is 6. So if I take this to be X and Y, what we have is X plus Y plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So we have X plus Y is 3. Now observe, in a trapezium, these two are parallel. So this triangle and this whole triangle, so triangle EDC is similar to triangle EAB. Also, the side ratio is 1:2. That means the other sides, ED and EA, will also be 1:2. And that will only be possible if this is also X. So X by 2X will be 1:2. And similarly, this is Y. Y over 2Y is 1:2. Now they're saying what is the perimeter of the triangle AEB. So the perimeter of AEB is 2x plus 2y plus 2. So 2 times x plus y. So that's 6 plus 2. So that's 8. So that is option A. So I hope the questions were fine, how we solve the questions. So as you have observed that it is primarily a lot of basic concept that's being used. There are hardly any tricks or shortcuts that have been effectively used in this test in any of the questions, barring a few. So in most of the questions, like you have to actually work it out. So if you know your concepts well, and we did not use any high level concepts or something like some weird formula or something very difficult or something, no. But the basic level concepts are there, and we have to just keep on working on those lines. So that will give us the answer. So work on your basic concepts. That's basically the theme from the last few years in CAT. So that should be the way you should be preparing. Thanks for watching the videos.